Hello everyone, it's Emmanuel Cabrera. I'm a multidisciplinary artist and creative director based in Miami, Florida. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what the Frost Museum taught me about artist marketing. And I know, when I say artist marketing, there are usually two terms that you can't really put together. And marketing for artists can be scary, and I understand that. But right now, I'm not going to be talking about marketing when it comes to brands, social ads, and all these things that have to do with marketing and SEO and all these things, which is a completely different realm. But this video is catered a little bit more to artists that they feel that their work isn't being appreciated or seen as much as they wish it would be seen by other people. And I know that it can be frustrating for some artists because they spend hours and hours on their craft, and that's just how art is. You take hours and hours to work on it, unless you do AI art. That's a completely different story. But if you really hone in on your craft, it takes hours to work on a video, on an art piece, design, or whatever. And usually when you put it out there, you feel as if people don't really understand it or value it as much as you did, because you're the one that created it. You're the one that was there in the entire process. So I hope that this video helps you guys to be able to find ways and strategies to be able to share your art in a better and clearer way. So to get started with the story, last Friday, I visited the Frost Art Museum along with my class. We had a little tour guide that took us in the first exhibition, which was the first floor. And then she said that you could go wherever else you wanted to. So I went to the second floor. The first floor was an exhibition by Jessica Gispert called Susurro. And the second floor was by Hiromi Misugai Monejuan, something like that. I am so sorry. Called Floating Worlds. However, the way that I experienced both galleries was a little bit different, and I can't even lie. The way that I experienced the first gallery or exhibition made me value that artwork more than the second one, even if technically it wasn't as detailed as the second one. Alrighty, so the first exhibition, a tour guide took us into this place where we were able to see the description of the artist. We were able to read about her cultural background, Cuban lifestyle and all these things. She kind of shared a little bit more about the meaning behind the spider webs and how it represents memory and the delicacy of life and whatnot. And she started explaining every single little artwork, even to the point that every single artwork, no matter how small, no matter how tiny it was, she would make us stand there and look at it for a good minute or two. And then she would ask us, what do you think about it? Or what do you see in it? And all these things. The exhibition itself had this ambient music in these speakers that felt like a aura or something. And they even had curtains with spider web effects or something. And she said that you specifically cannot touch them because it's part of the exhibition. Now, for the second one, tour guide did not go there. She just said, you can check whatever you want. And for the second one, I just walked in, no description of the artist or the author or whatever. And my experience was just raw with the artwork. There were some explanations on the side about the technique or the cultural background of it all. But the way that it was displayed or shown to me as an audience was just secondary. And this, what I just told you guys, is marketing explained for artists. The first exhibition, the way that it was displayed, the way that it was exhibited, the way that it was spoken about, and the way that the artwork itself was framed beyond just a physical frame was much, much different than the second exhibition. The second exhibition, you just put right there, artwork, look at it, and that's it. But the first one, even before we walked in, the tour guide said, watch out for the curtains. You can't touch the curtains. The artist does this and this and that. This is her process. This is her material use and whatnot. And so all these things got you into this feeling okay, let me pause on my life for a second. Let me think. Let me wait, and now let me look at the artwork. And then the fact that she made us look at it for a couple of minutes is at first maybe it was nothing, but maybe you started seeing some things. Maybe you started appreciating it a little bit more, and the overall experience became more submersive than the second one, The greatest example I can give is the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa is displayed in a custom climate-controlled enclosure behind bulletproof glass, and the line to see the Mona Lisa at the museum can be quite long. Even for hours, especially during, its peak hours. So what does this do? This automatically changes the way that you perceive the artwork, no matter what it is. The presentation, the way that people are waiting, the way that people are just crowded on the artwork. Because of the way it's displayed, because of the way it's taken care of, it changes the perception of the artwork itself. So this is what I mean about artist marketing. It's the way you speak about your work. It's about the way you present your work, you treat your work. And in the online presence, especially with the oversaturation, it's not just enough to be able to say, here's my artwork. Because quite frankly, sharing an image on social media, you can do it in 3 seconds. And there are millions of people doing that too. So what makes you stand out from those people that just share an image? Is it the storytelling? Is it the presentation? Is it the video? Is it the photographing? Is it the story behind it that you present even before the artwork? What is it that makes you stand out than just the image? Now, the way that I do it is this. A lot of my work, even these like sticker packs that I did, I put this label tag that represents kind of like these museum artifact tags. And I write my name, I sign it and everything. So it makes it seem as if the actual piece is like something of an artifact. As I'm even working on a piece, I post behind the scenes. I make videos such as these explaining the meaning behind it even before I share the actual artwork. And taking inspiration from brands, I actually make trailers or ways that I explain the story, the vibe, and the aesthetic of the actual artwork even before I post it. For example, with music, with text, with animations, with video trailers, even before you get the product, you're already submersed into the world, right? And this isn't necessarily quote unquote world building. If you don't want to do that, that's perfectly fine. I'm just talking about the way that you present what's already on your mind. Because trust me, if you're going to do artwork, you already have the inspiration, you already have the technique, you already have the time spent into it. So might as well document it, might as well record it and present it in a specific way. Now, I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I'm going to give you tips as well. Here's 5 ways that you can market your artwork if you don't know anything about marketing. First tip, curate the presentation of your work. Give it a sense of exclusivity and depth. Like the first exhibition that I visited with ambient music, fabric dividers, and even a guided tour to it. The way that you frame your work matters. So design the environment around your work. This could be physical, for example, the lighting, the display, the music, the setup, or it could be digital. You can create your own website. You can create your Instagram profile, the stories, the posts, the reels. This is the way that you frame the actual artwork once you put it online. Number 2, tell the story behind your work. As an artist, you should share your personal stories, your philosophies, your way of working, your processes. This can be through captions, through interviews, or just images that you post throughout the week showing what you do and the processes that you have. It doesn't have to be the artwork itself. Maybe it can be an image or a video from another artist or from another thing or song, music, whatever, that actually inspired you to create the work. This moves on a little bit to number 3, which is showing behind the scenes of the work. This is already, documenting your process. Share images of your original sketch. Share images of the sketches that didn't work. Share videos of you working on it a little bit. It doesn't have to be the time-lapse videos, but maybe it can be you putting your phone somewhere for 10 seconds and that video putting it on your story. In general, for number 3, just let people feel part of your journey. Number 4, create limited drops. At the end of the day, scarcity builds demand. So if your artwork is scarce to a certain level, then people will want it more. And number 5, just talk about your work. Whether it be through artist talks, through podcasts, through magazines. Reach out to people locally, to organizations, to universities, to friends, to podcasts, and go there and just talk about your work. Show it, speak about it. At the end of the day, if you're speaking of your work, the passion that you have behind your work is gonna show no matter what. And that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for sticking till the end. Thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe, please like and comment to this video. Let me know what else you guys want to see from this channel. And guys, I got some things on sale on my website. I got some knitted sweaters, I got some sticker packs, some zines, and some other stuff is gonna be coming soon there too. So check it out, check out my work. If you want me to work for you, just let me know. And yeah, guys, see you in the next one. Love you guys.